Hey, how long was that field goal at the end?
Somewhere in the low 50s. I know it was a bonsai hurry-up situation,
Yeah.
so probably like 53 or 54.
Is that going to be the official number, 54?
I'll have to look at the tape and give you the official
All
number.
right. Hey, Darrelle Revis,
Yeah.
scheduled day off or
Yes.
something else?
Yeah, he went 4 in a row. Wasn't off. He was inside doing strengthening.
Okay.
You know, part of the rehab is weight training and those sort of things, balance things. So yeah, all to plan. So.
A lot of red zone today. Just your perspective of what you saw out there.
It was good. Yeah, you can't get enough of that. Obviously, you get down in that area. It's a lot easier to win when you're scoring by 6s than 3s. So we can't work enough on it, and vice versa, right? Defensively, it's a lot easier to win when you're holding to 3s than allow 6s. So that got installed last night, and we go out and operate on it today, and now it'll be part of the daily routine.
And the 2-minute drive, did you like what you saw? Were there some bright spots there?
Yeah, you know, again, when you're the head coach, one's victory is another's defeat, right? So, but it was a good back and forth, good completion there on the 4th down play, and then certainly a good completion to Mike there to put us in field goal range. Not a good penalty to move us almost out of having an opportunity to get in field goal range.
Did you know what Dimke's range was? He said he doesn't even know it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's what we're figuring out.
Was Mike nicked up on that last play there? He came off a little stiff-legged.
I hope not. No one said anything to me.
Okay.
You know.
Can you talk about Owusu? Seemed like he got a lot of work with the ones today.
Well, he's getting better. You know, we'll see him play the game, but certainly a much better player than he was last year. And I think at the end of the year when we got him in that Atlanta game, it's a good thing to end the season on, him getting some real game action. You know, sometimes you think you're ready, and then when you get in there, ooh, it's a different world. So that gives you that motivation, that extra motivation, and he's improved.
Greg, Jonathan Banks, he has made some plays out here, but he pointed out that he thought it was just the fact that he has grasped to some extent the defense pretty well, and that's allowed him to go out and play with some swagger and in a comfortable way. Can you speak to that at all, his aptitude and just how that's enabled him to maybe be a little more of a playmaker?
Well, he does have a good football aptitude, so that helps him. And then throw on top of it, corner's probably the easiest position to break in as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So those two things, now I say easiest, let me backtrack on that. Assignment-wise, the easiest, right? Physically, it's by far the hardest job, I think, maybe next to quarterback on the field.
Okay.
Right? You're covering the best athletes in the world. They know where they're going and you don't. So that's a tall order. But assignment-wise, that's the easiest on the defense. So, and no doubt, you know, we've talked so many times, when you're not certain on what you're doing, it takes a great player to make some good, it takes a good one, makes them average. You know, you just chop it down. Because the thinking process slows down the physical. And so the more you feel comfortable with it and you feel you know it, the faster you're going to be able to play.
Greg, Rashawn Melvin, undrafted free agent guy, you know, he's got some nice size, some pressability. Seems to be having a nice camp. What are you seeing out of him?
I would agree. You know, he's still a rookie, and let's see him when he gets in a game against other colored jersey. But so far, all I can judge him on is what he's done here, and I think he's shown some good stuff.
What's the plan for tomorrow? Obviously, the players have a day off.
Right.
Will they be here at all?
Well, it's you know, it's all voluntary. It is their
Yeah.
day off per the CBA. So the facility's open. There's treatment. Treatment can be mandatory, but other than that, it's their choice. And I don't, you know, if they're healthy and they don't feel, it's not the worst thing for them to get away from here for a little bit. Coaches, it's a little different. We work.
What's your feelings about Cody Grimm at this point? Greg, what's he shown out here, health-wise?
Cody's healthy, and he's in the best shape of his career right now, so that helps. And he needs to be, because it's intense competition at the safety spot. Cody's a very smart football player, whether it's on special teams or on defense. You know, I sit next to him a lot in the meetings, and you can hear him just saying the answers, you know, under his breath, and he gets it. And that's what allows him to really be a competitive player, because there's guys that are faster and bigger and all those things, but he really is a good football player. So it's going to be hard. Like I've said, we're going to have to cut some good players at multiple positions. You know, God willing, everybody stay healthy.
Is Derek Landry moved up a little bit? Saw him out there a little bit more with the first team, or is that just part of the rotational things that you guys are doing?
Well, part of a rotation, but I mean, we went out and got Derek Landry because we believed he could help us, you know, and Derek's a good player, an experienced player, a vet. He just had the health issues in the spring. As he now knocks the rust off, he's done some good things. And so again, that competition, you know, Gibby will be back Wednesday, I think, and Spence is playing well. You know, there's a lot of good fighting going on there.
You
Lucky David handled. Lucky David handled quite a lot of responsibility last year as a rookie and a lot of production. What's the next step for him, or would you be happy with the season he had just last year?
Who was that?
Levante David?
Yeah. Well, no, we always want to improve, right? Levante had a tremendous season, you're correct. And, you know, I think the world of the guy, not only as a player, but as a man. So, you know, I just trust that through his work ethic and his preparation, he's going to get better. He's stronger, he's faster, which is hard to be, right? And works his tail off. A great work ethic.
You had some instances with 3 safeties on the field, but with Mark down in the box there, I mean, is that him basically having taken notes from Rondé last year? I mean, is he kind of playing a little bit of that role that you had Rondé play last year there?
Yeah, we have a bunch of guys mixing it up in there, but yeah, Mark is doing that. You know, Mark did that a lot at Alabama. He was very, very effective. But Rondé, you know, he'd done it for 17 years, so. But I think it's a pretty good transition because you have a guy that's comfortable there, and he's already made some plays, you know. And the nice thing about Mark, he's got such good length, so when he is trying to cover guys in the under coverage, he can reach and tap those balls down where a shorter guy can't.
And having some safety depth, I think you would agree with that, enables you to do that because that's the other variable there. If you don't have that, you can't spare him maybe as much, right?
Well, you're right, and you know, again, it comes down to the 53 and the 46. You know, those two numbers. You know, 46. How many DBs can you dress?
Sure.
You'd like to dress 12 or 13, but you can't. You know, so then it's always, is it 10? Is it 9? Is it 8? So guys got to be able to play multiple positions, and that's why we cross-train so many guys for game day.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about that Brian Leonard and both Peyton Hillis both said that they're also getting some looks at fullback. Is that important that they're versatile enough, that position, that they can play either?
You could almost say the exact same thing I said there. You know, how many backs can you really dress? They need to be able to play on special teams, and they need to be able to have some you know, multi-purpose use. Unless they're just, you know, a tremendous 1-2 punch runner, then you can kind of live with that. But other than that, they better be able to do a bunch of things.
Is that hard to find a guy that's used to playing tailback to ask him to play fullback? Is that a unique position?
Well, physically they have to have the traits to do it, and then I guess emotionally would be the word. They have to be able to come to grips that I'm used to running it and now I'm blocking. And if you have the right person, it's not a problem. If you don't have the right person, it is a problem. I think those two guys are willing to do whatever it takes to help us win, so we're in good shape there.
What's good to see is bring to that competition at strong side linebacker, Greg?
He's a run and hit guy now. I mean, he plays fast, and so does Dakota. So you got two guys that are similar, very similar, and they're both very good special teams players. So I think we got two guys that are valuable. They're both going to, you know, have a hat on Sundays because they're going to play on special teams and can play linebacker. So two good guys to have on your football team.
Couple more?
I know you're being careful with Nixon and Joseph, but is there a time when we step back, when, especially when those guys are out there, like this could be a pretty special offensive line this season if everybody stays healthy?
Sure, there was a time last year I said that, you know, and then bang, bang. So, but yes, to answer your question, and I think other guys around him have gotten better. You know, I think Donald Penn's gotten better, and I think DeMar Dotson's gotten better, and Jeremy Zuta. So I think they're all improving as well as getting these two guys back. And then, you know, I've heard Bob say it often that Meredith, Larson, like those guys gain valuable reps in the absence of Donald or of Carl and Davin. So, you know, hopefully the offensive line as a whole got better through that. Although it hurt having to go through the pain, hopefully we're better for it now.
Greg, Josh was off the mark quite a few times today. Is it a case of maybe just trying to get on the same page with the guys and go through the playbook all over again, or it could have been the heat?
I didn't see him as that. I saw him throw, you know, there's a couple balls the guy was covered, and he threw it at their knees on purpose, so he didn't take the sack. You know, you train them to do that. I thought he actually threw the ball pretty well today. Now, I don't know, maybe he didn't think so, but, you know, as I looked at it, that one, okay, that's fine. The fade, that's fine. You know, we didn't, some of those would have been tremendous catches, like the one-hand grab on the sideline. those are great throws. Now the guy makes a great catch or he doesn't, but those are windows are like that. So I kind of felt like he threw it pretty well today myself, but I didn't see the tape. So again, I'm watching a lot of things. You probably had a better view than I did. Thanks, guys. Thank you.